hello there. How you doing? Welcome to Gemma's Garden, and of course, it is one of those days where you run into your pal and you have a wonderful conversation. I just ran into B Dash here,
Yeah.
professional basketball player,
Yes,
and
man.
of course, a lifestyle person.
Yeah.
Firm handshake, I tell you.
Yeah.
If you're not confident, you may lose confidence putting your hand in that hand. But how's it going generally?
Man, it's good.
It's
It's
it's been a
good.
good year, right?
Man.
2026 and all. How's the year been for you?
Man, it's been awesome, man.
Okay.
Getting new stuff to
Mm-hmm.
do,
Mm-hmm.
having Gemma's Garden in existence. It's
Yeah.
been a really drift, to get things moving.
Awesome.
It's a pleasure to
It's
meet
a
you,
pleasure,
man.
pleasure, man, to
I've
get
heard
on
so
this
much
set with
about
you.
you,
Thank
so
you
meeting
so
you
much.
in person.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel like a
Yeah.
star, man. So
You are a
yeah,
star.
so it's sporting season all over the world. First of all, the WAFCON is coming up. That's the African Cup of Nations for women is coming up
Yeah.
in July. And of course, there's going to be so much activity on that front here in Africa. But beyond that, there is the big one, the motherlode, the one we call the World Cup. Fidash, are you a football person? Not
I'm not
really.
really a
Not
football
really.
person,
But you look like
but
you're a basketball.
yeah, I am in depth.
So tell me about basketball
Oh,
before we get
well,
into World Cup.
World Cup. I think the playoffs is ongoing now.
Okay.
That's the NBA,
Mhm.
and we have teams who made it to the finals,
Mhm.
like the New York Knicks,
Knicks.
and the Spurs.
Okay.
And I had my guy last week. Before it started, we were like, who was going to win this? And we went, I went, Spurs are going to go 4-0.
Oh, wow.
And he says, am I sure? I said, yeah, I think Spurs has everything to go. But the shocker is we have the New York Knicks giving the Spurs at home 2-0.
Are you serious? At home?
At home.
That's crazy.
So I had to go back to my
You have to go back to your house and then take a look at this thing
right
again,
now.
this setup
And
again.
when we met, when he sent me a message and he says, dude, are you looking at what I'm looking at? I'm like, okay. I think I got all my predictions wrong, because right now, the very best, I'm looking at Knicks who are coming out like wounded lions, and they have, after 20 something years,
Yes.
they know
Drought,
that if they
total
do
drought.
not take this now,
Then
it's going to be another long drought.
And so that's the thing. If you think about it, I think we're in the seasons, we're in the regions of the underdogs, the guys who have been in a drought. If you remember
Coming
what
up.
happened with the Premier League,
Premier League,
Arsenal,
yeah.
So maybe Knicks is going to be towing the path of Arsenal.
I'm looking at that, because looking at the Knicks right now, honestly, I'm taking the Knicks for 4-1, because the Spurs just won them yesterday,
Okay.
one at home.
Okay.
But I know the Knicks are not going to allow them go back to the
loss.
Spurs and go for a tour. It's going to be
a battle.
It's going to be a bad
because
one.
of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch that
Yeah,
match,
but
and
it's gonna
I'm
be
going to bring you
tomorrow
back, feedback on what's going on that front. But
Yeah.
talking about the US, playoffs going on would have been the biggest news at this time, except for the fact that the World Cup is coming up. I mean, and since 1994, I remember watching World Cup 94. I still had my mom at that time, late now. The entire family gathering together and watching the World Cup, and watching into the night because of time difference. Those were the days where you watch a match at 12 midnight, 1 a.m. But this one is a bit different. It's the biggest ever, 48 teams coming. 48 teams. In terms of budget, it is also the biggest. And then it's happening across 3 countries. So Canada, US, and Mexico all hosting. So you have the logistics is a crazy thing, because people have to be. I mean, a referee was a FIFA referee was denied entry into the US. That made news yesterday, and they were all coming for the World Cup. So there's a lot of logistic issues and all of that. But if you were to give me a prediction, because now I'm seeing you like a prediction king, right? If you were to give me a prediction for the World Cup, what country do you see picking it up?
That's a very that's a hot seat for me.
It's hot, right? And I noticed you don't like to lose.
Yeah. So I'm looking at which are the major teams in play right now?
So If you think about it, the defending champions Argentina with
okay.
Messi is there.
Messi.
They're calling it the last dance because Ronaldo is going to be one of the oldest people ever to play in the World Cup. Wow. He is also coming with Portugal. So everybody wants to see him win so that argument about who is better, Ronaldo or Messi can finally be settled. Even though I still believe that even
who is the greatest?
I think Messi is easily the greatest. Easily, because he puts all of the attributes together. Everything. He puts humility. He has the skill.
Yeah, you got me on that. Humility.
You get. You have to have all of those
on
things.
Humility, you have me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have a new Messi follower now. Yeah. Sure. So if you were to pick between Argentina, Portugal, France is quite strong. Yeah. The United States is also quite strong. Yeah. Even though Nigeria is not there, we're going to talk about Nigeria soon. So if you were to pick from some of these countries, England is also very strong. Which would you pick? Wild guess, anyone?
I think
we'll come back here and we'll give you a reward.
I'll pick France.
You'll pick France, right?
I don't know why I'm picking France, but I feel.
Oh well.
Feel. Like you said, this is the year where things
can just
shift, you know. The paradigm shifts.
Funny enough, in the last World Cup, they were very close to winning. They were in the finals with Argentina.
I think I watched them. So that's why I'm picking them.
You know, and they did up. If it was not Argentina, they played. France could have won that World Cup, and they were defending champions. They won the one before, so you know it could have been gone either way. Yeah. However, Nigeria is not at the World Cup. Is that for you? Is that like a picture of the state of the nation right now? The Tinubu situation, the economic situation, the subsidies gone situation. You know, is our absence at the World Cup a picture of how things are going in the country? What do you think?
I strongly believe it is one of the basic issues that tends to take one to leadership. Because you find out that in a country where you have a lot of talents, with the young guy that was just signed recently.
Oh yeah.
Johanna.
Johanna is crazy, man.
You understand?
That guy is a beast.
Dude.
That guy.
I went back looking at his videos and I was like, if this country can just harness the talent for sports, dude. Yeah. I'm telling you, would even forget about oil.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you. Absolutely. Because I know that one of the BAMEs that made Nigeria not to go for the World Cup is the issue of planning, preparations, enumerations for these players. See, I've been into sports and I know that the only catalyst for you to give any sportsman is his due. Give him his due and watch him perform. How can people be going for something as important as a World Cup? Their jerseys are not in place. Then you have some people missing tickets or not getting their tickets.
Yeah, not getting their tickets. They get the logistic issues.
How absurd is that?
They're hearing, they've not been paid their allowances. They're boycotting training, you know, and things like that.
And somebody, a set went, then another set, somebody was being waited for to be, you know. Come on.
It's crazy.
So for me, like you rightly said, it is another reflection in the mirror of how the country really runs.
I mean, if you think about it, the Nigerian talents that we have in diaspora who refused to pledge their allegiance to Nigeria. Just that part of it. If you know how much we're losing, you know, on that front, it's heartbreaking. But that doesn't take away the fact that even the local leagues have awesome players, you know, and so it's really sad. I see where you're going.
Yeah, and you see, for me, the godfatherism, it's playing too much on the very best that we have at the center stage.
Wow.
When we were playing basketball, there was a time I was my name was to come out for the junior nationals.
Okay.
But you find out that because you tell a certain coach the truth about certain things, and they say there's a percentage levy. If you make the team, you have to remit to a coach.
Oh wow.
Oh, you don't know of those things.
Are you kidding? You have to remit.
You know?
Like tithe.
Yes. You hear about all these people. Sometimes you find not the very best making certain teams, but because you're loyal to a certain coach or certain thing. So they feel, this guy cannot be, he will go and spoil things for us. So they let you be. But I believe that if the sporting ecosystem is being properly harnessed by the right people, and if the right atmosphere, how can we have a stadium that you have a player having, maybe he wants to ease himself and the toilets are not even in place for him?
Oh wow. Well, I mean, talking about infrastructure, talking about the platform to express ourselves. To a great extent, I can't say we're doing very well. Even though recently the president, has started talking about, improving infrastructure. There's some funds coming in for the national stadium, for instance, in billions, as it always is. And hopefully, we hope that things will pick up from there. But I mean, in the midst of all of this, let me take this time to, give you an opportunity to also join us here straight up at Gemma's Garden. Where it's lifestyle through and through. You can actually, start off your day at our gym,
cardio
section. You have some very healthy foods for you here, healthy drinks and all of that. You come in, you bring in your work, bring in your laptop. We have workspaces. You can sit down, have some wonderful work done. After that, in the evening, you come into the men's lair. Have a game here or there.
Let's snook this thing out.
Exactly. And a few drinks here and there, and you're doing good. It's a wonderful place to be. I can tell you that. And it's here at the Tropic Galleria in Central area here in Abuja. In fact, the church's men's cave is particularly for the men. That's what we're talking about. So you are out there, you want to watch the World Cup, you want to watch the Knicks play tomorrow
with the Spurs.
Come around, sit with us, and we can have a wonderful time just hanging out in this place. Now, finally, before we get to the next episode of this podcast, let's talk about how we integrate our daily lives with sports generally. So a lot of people do a lot of watching of sports, but don't do a lot of activity themselves. They're not active. They're not involved. People think that you must be professional for you to be, active in sports and all of that. What would you say to that myth, and how would you break it?
I think that is a wrong judgment to what sports give to the whole body and the lifestyle. Just like Churches tries to incorporates different ideas coming together, change ideas, build ideas, sow a seed, grow the seed, harvest that seed with somebody you've never known before. So that's the beauty of what sports does. You don't have to be professional like some of us went the whole 9 yards, to go where the rubber meets the road and all of that. You have to be, no. I always tell people that even in your room, before you go to work in the morning, you can do some small cardio, some small push-ups, some small sit-ups, and before you know, it's a lifestyle. That's enough.
Are you serious?
Just to make your heart just go the extra, so that once you go into work, and the best thing about sports and life that it doesn't have to be intense. It doesn't have to be that a coach has to push you here. Yes, there are directions that you need to know about certain sports so that you don't get injured trying to do certain things. And that is very important, and that's very key, and that's why it's important that you get someone who puts you through. And it's also important that that sports in itself just gives you a sense of identity, gives you that confidence to be able to stay. When you're properly built, you find out that your core, if your core is properly in place, you stand longer. You do things better without that stress, It gives you that extra stretch where the elasticity.
Wow. So what you're saying is this: I can actually improve my productivity by incorporating just a few small exercises into my
your daily life.
I mean, in Africa, we just feel like, this is how we are. See, I'm a strong, in our family, we're very strong and all of that. So it's genes and all. So if I'm feeling weak, then there's something wrong with me. I have to go to the hospital or something, believing that, if I'm not 100%, it means something is wrong.
Nah. I think that's just a wrong perception of what sports actually gives you, because sports is a lifetime and it is a lifestyle where it gives you the productivity to be able to stay longer. Because if you ask if we were to ask you now how old you are, to beat some people to know how old you are, but it's because you know what goes into your system, you know what goes into your system, you know how to keep yourself refreshed, you know when to go to sleep, you know what and what not to take in your body.
I've been working hard on not eating late. So, that was one of my biggest hobbies.
So for me, 5 years back, I stumbled on something called autophagy. So it's a process where when I was doing sports, I found out that people eat 3 times a day. So when I got that, it's a process where it's a lifestyle where you eat once a day, helping the body, break its cells properly so that the cells are now better for you to be able to walk. So it doesn't strain the system in your body to keep. Because when you eat, the digestion goes, something has to walk. Everything is working like 24/7, right? So that helps you.
So that means if you keep eating all the time, you keep them working all the time. And the more work it does,
the more strenuous it is. So it doesn't give the cells time for them to break down, to rebuild themselves. But what autophagy does is that if I eat, I might not eat breakfast, but in between, I'm going to eat properly, such that by the time maybe I'm going to bed, I'm only taking maybe fruits just to help me go to bed. I've done that for 5 years. The first year was crazy because it was like I was fasting and my whole body was shaking because I was used to eating like breakfast, lunch, and dessert. I'm from Jos.
Oh, yeah, from Plateau.
Yeah, I'm from Plateau.
Plenty food, man.
Yeah.
Plenty.
So it's the conversion for you to do that and maybe incorporate the healthy lifestyle of fruits and vegetables at night before you go to sleep, and plenty of water. So yes, I'm not eating anything from morning, but I took water. So by 3-4
I'm not eating anything from morning.
So but that helps honestly to give you a better life in the long term.
Awesome.
When you follow those health specialists or people who do cardio or whatever, yoga also, if you look at their build, you find out if you ask their age,
it's always a shock.
But because it's a lifestyle,
I saw a 78-year-old recently, and it was absolutely astonishing to see what he had done with his body. Still very active in the gym, still very active at work and all of that. And it's very, very interesting how the body is like a machine. So if you keep it well oiled, well maintained, a machine
will respond.
I mean, I'm a car enthusiast. One of these days we'll be talking cars as well.
I do cars too, crazy.
So like one of these days we'll be talking cars as well. And it doesn't matter what year your car is, if it's got the right routine going for it, 100 years after, you're still racking up your kilometers, on the odometer. So that's what it is. It's been an awesome time today, on this particular podcast, talking about World Cup, talking about basketball, and talking about fitness generally. And this is what the conversation is like every day at Gemma's Garden. Come into the cafe and of course anytime, and we'll be glad to have you in here. My name is Fortune.
I'm Fidash.
Be Dash with me, and we'll be back another time.